lovely YouTubers, it's me, Morgan Tracy J, coming today to talk to you about 5 tips on how to find your peace in God. Honestly, I think this is something that a lot of us battle with, including myself. There are days where I don't have peace in God. There's sometimes when I've backslidden, I've done certain things, and I've lost all peace with, I've lost it all, okay? And so these are just some tips that truly have helped me, and I believe that they can help you too. All right? So the first tip is embracing where you're at. When I'm saying that, I'm not saying embracing a sinful lifestyle. I'm not saying embracing whatever bad things are going on in your life. But I'm saying just embrace the season that you're in and embrace the person that you are today. Honestly, a lot of times we feel like we can't do certain things until we reach a certain goal, or until we lose the first 20 pounds, or until we do something, until we get our teeth fixed, until we get our hair done, But honestly, what I'm saying is embrace who you are today, because that's what God is calling us to do. To embrace the season we're in, to embrace the life challenges we face, to embrace the trials and tribulations, because things are already going to come tomorrow. But embrace who we are today and allow God to teach us certain lessons and to reveal His goodness to us in the person we are today, in this season, okay? So the second thing is surrendering your all to God. And this is that one. This is that one that's like, what you mean all? Like everything, but not that boy, not that sex, not that pure. Yeah, I mean everything. Like surrendering everything to God, everything that may consume your time, everything that you think on the daily. Yeah, everything. That ex-lover, that person that keeps coming up in your mind, that person that you want to look at all the time on Instagram. Okay, yes, surrender everything to God. Your personal desires, your fears, your doubts, your future endeavors, literally everything. This right here has been one of the hardest things for me, is to surrendering things that I've actually loved. Surrendering things that I've actually wanted, like that was just me and I wanted to hold on to. So what I say is, the second thing to truly finding peace in your life is surrender it all to God. The third thing is make beauty daily. When I say make beauty, I'm saying life is going to have its fears. You're going to have your challenges. You're going to have your down moments. But you have to make the point to make beauty every day in your life. If you follow me on Snapchat, you'll see me sometimes outside in nature with my prayer journal and like a cup of sweet tea and whatever. You see that stuff on my Snapchat. But really, that's me finding beauty in my life. Taking serene moments to find beauty. Even though I may have challenges and little hardships and things, but to truly sit down and find beauty every day in your life, to look for the beauty, to look at the flowers. I mean, literally to make beauty up everywhere you go. That is a challenge, but it can be done. And we need to be able to see the beauty, because that's what's going to give us a fulfillment inside. That's what's going to allow God's peace to reside in us. Because when you can see the beauty, then that's when you get into some type of thankfulness in God. When I can see the beauty in my life, I start to thank God more. When I see all that God has brought me through, I start to love Him more. I start to think of Him more. I start to rejoice in Him more. And when you make the beauty in your life, when you start to see all the blessings that God is doing, that will allow a joy to reside inside of you. And that's what we want, okay? All right, so the fourth thing is do big with whatever you have. Literally, if you have a blog and only 20 people are on your blog, you do big with those 20 people. If you have a desire to create music or something, you do big by yourself. I remember I put a video up on my YouTube called No Audience. It was a time when I think I had 300-400 subscribers. I don't remember. But I had to continue to go hard even when I had no audience. You have to continue to do big even when there's no one watching you. Even when I'm alone in my room, I still have to continue to have the big thoughts and the big walk with God and the big dreams and I have to continue to do big with God, regardless of who's watching, regardless of my numbers, regardless of whatever my personal desires are. I have to continue to do big in my walk with God. I have to continue to give over those big things to God. I have to continue to do big with my faith with God. Let my faith grow. That is how you do big with whatever you have. You don't ask God for the faith, but you build your faith up. You continue to walk in the areas He's called you to walk in obedience, okay? So that's number 4. Do big, okay? Just do big with whatever you got. If you got a little bit of faith, do big with that faith. If you got a little bit of a discipline, you better do big with that discipline. You better get in that word. You better, literally, just do big with whatever you got. And number 5, the last thing, is never stop trying. Honestly, this hits home to me because a lot of time when I was in my walk with God, and I started to backslide. Before I was celibate, before I was who I am today, I would get back into sex, I would get back into drinking, I would get back into smoking, I would get back into all these things, and I would run from God. I felt like I couldn't come back to God because I was so ashamed of what I had done. I knew He was probably ashamed of me, and then I felt like everybody else had already seen me backslide, so what's the point of trying to get on this God train now? Everybody else is already judging me like, wasn't she just drinking? Wasn't she just at the party last week? Wasn't she just smoking? That's literally how I felt, and so I would run from God. So today's number 5 is the biggest thing I could ever tell you, is is to never stop trying, even when you backslid, even when you started using profanity, even when you went to something and you shouldn't have been at and all that stuff, even when people are looking at you and they're starting to judge you, you never stop trying. Because it's not about us, it's not about our perfections, but it's about us continuing to strive after God, even with our imperfections, even when I cussed, even when I went against God, even when I sinned against God. It's about me coming back into his presence and seeking him more and more and never stop trying. And that's what got me to the woman I am today. And I know I have to continue to try. I have to continue to get past my ways. I have to continue to get past my shameful thoughts, my shameful background, all those. I have to continue to press, and you have to never stop trying, because I'm not seeking perfection, but I'm seeking to continue to serve God even through all my imperfections, because I know that through my ungodliness and through my failures and through my downfalls, God will lift me up. I already know that in my weaknesses, his strength is revealed. So it's okay that I may fall today, because I know the God that I serve, and I will never stop trying. And that's number 5, guys. Never stop trying. Never stop. Never run and shut the door and act like and try to avoid God because you know you backslid. No, go to him. Tell him I'm sorry. I don't have the strength to fight this on my own. That is how you continue to walk, and that's where you get your peace in God. When things start to consume your mind and your life, you have to run back to God and say, God, I'm sorry. I started overthinking things. I started getting in my own personal way. God, I'm sorry. And that is how you find peace and fulfillment and joy in God. That is how you do it. And so to find your fulfillment, to find your joy, to find your peace, to find just that overwhelming presence of God and that love that we all desire to feel of God's, to just walk in a true peace and unity with God, you have to be willing to look past your flaws. Look past those daily thoughts and those daily things you try to tell yourself when you self-sabotage yourself, okay? To look past those things and to continue to look at God, all right? Continue to look at God, guys, all right? I love you. I hope you got something out of this video, guys. This really was just from my heart to yours. And make some beauty in your life every day. If it's just looking at your bedroom and being like, wow, I didn't used to have this. If it's just looking at your family and seeing a transition in their lives. If it's just looking at your financial situation and saying, wow, I didn't used to have this job. If it's looking at your vehicle and saying, you know what, I didn't even used to have this car. You know, if it's just being so grateful and so humble for the things that you have, then that can be a form of making beauty in your day, and that can bring rejoicing in your spirit, okay? Yeah, and so guys, that's all I have on this video. I hope you got something out of this. I love you guys so much. If you have your own personal tips that you want to add to this, be sure to comment them down below. Also follow me on all my social media sites, all right? And I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video.